Welcome back to Predicting the NFL with Mickey G. It is your host, yours truly, Mickey G, and we had a good week last week. Almost undefeated. We went 3-1. I decided to put my biases aside and try to just get some real ball knowledge in there. So we went 3-1, which was pretty good. That's tied for our best in the divisional round since our first year, 2017. So that's really good. Unfortunately, the only game we got incorrect was the Jersey game. The Bills did not win the football game, and that was a bit of a questionable one in my opinion. Refs were not stellar, to say the least, in that one. A lot of controversial calls, specifically pass interferences. Obviously, the interception and whether or not that was a catch, I think it was a catch, but I have a bit of bias there, so that's probably why. But the pass interference calls were not good. They were calling them against the Bills defenders and not the Broncos defenders, which you can't do that. You can't call it one side and not the other. If you're going to call, you have to call it both ways, and they did not do a great job of doing that. So that was definitely disappointing, to say the least. However, Josh Allen did save us from Bo Nix's bad QB play. If you remember, that's what the title of my last video was, and a lot of Broncos fans are celebrating in the comments. They're saying things like, all this for Josh to get outplayed by Bo, Bills would have Super Bowl if you had an elite playoff QB like Bo Nix, just real cornball things. Wow, I delete this. What a terrible take. Bo Nix is a soldier. Well, that soldier just took a arrow to the knee, some might say. Bo Nix hurt himself. Technically, it was the ankle. But he is not playing in this week's championship football game. So if you think about it, Josh Allen did save us from Bo Nix's bad quarterback play. Just maybe not necessarily in the way that we thought. It's also funny because this is the first video that a lot of these people have seen me ever do, so they think I'm a Bills fan, which means they actually didn't watch the video. They just saw the title and ran down to comment. So, fun things there. Got me views, though. Another 100 view vid for the series, which we've had, I think, 3 this year, which is exciting stuff. I mean, we haven't hit that mark 3 times in a season before. We may not have even hit that mark once in a year before, at least not on this channel. It might have on the main channel before I moved to this one. But either way, successful things happening there. But continuing on, now for the season, we are 177 and 105. Special games remain the same except for the Jersey game. Teams are now 11 and 9 when I wear their jersey, and my picks are 13 and 7. Historically, in the championship Sunday, we are 2 and 8. So actually, really, really bad. Our best season, I believe, is 1 and 1, which we've done twice, both in 2019 and last year in 2024. So the only way that we have a chance, actually, we can't, unfortunately, reach our best total. We needed 181. If we had gone 4-0 last week, we would have had a chance because we are currently sitting at 177, and there are not 4 games remaining. So, fortunately, not our best of all time, but we still could potentially have our best playoffs of all time. So, that's what we're aiming for now. So, how did I do in the betting? Well, I did bad, actually. I turned $30 into $11. I did not hit anything. I don't think I might have hit one bet, if that. Just not a great week when it came to my betting skills. But, you know, you can't win them all. That's how gambling works. If you could win them all, then everyone would do it. So, just a little unfortunate, but, you know, we'll get him back. We have some new strategies for the upcoming season. You know, it'll be fine. You know, it's not about winning the bets, it's about placing the bets. But that's enough about last week. Let's get into this week and the predictions. First on our list is the Patriots at the Broncos. This is our AFC Championship game, and it's a bit disappointing because if you think about it, the Jags beat the Bills, they probably beat the Broncos again. They should be here, and they can beat the Patriots. Actually, they would have played the Patriots instead of the Broncos last round if they had won. So everything would have been changed, and we'd be in a different spot. But, things don't always work out the way we want them to. There's always next year, and for the Jaguars specifically, I think there's going to be a few next years to come. So they have a good chance for the next couple of years. But anyways, back to the game specifically. This is a fire-powered quarterback matchup. We have an MVP candidate in Drake May going up against Jarrett Stidham, who is taking the Broncos QB job with Bo Nix out due to injury. So exciting things could happen here. We've seen backup quarterbacks win Super Bowls before. Shout out Nick Foles for beating the Patriots. Don't shout out Nick Foles, though, because he sucked when he went to the Jaguars after that. But Jarrett Stidham may have what it takes. I don't really think he's that much of a downgrade from Bo Nix, but I also am one of the #1 Bo Nix haters in the world. So then again, that means nothing. However, I think we know where I'm going with this one. It's hard to pick a backup quarterback to win a playoff game in his first start of the season, and first start, I think, in a couple years. So I am going with the Patriots in this one. I don't love it. I think that the Broncos can win this game for sure, especially the way that May has been playing in the playoffs. Not spectacular. Another likely cold weather game here, being in Denver. That altitude can do things to people. So I am going with the Patriots, but it's definitely not a lock, I would say. It's just the smart pick in this situation. Our next game is the Rams at the Seahawks. This is our jersey game of the week. Unfortunately, it's the only team that is remaining that I do have a jersey for. So if the Rams do not win this game, there will be no jersey game for the Super Bowl for the second year in a row, which would be unfortunate. But that being said, we know I'm not picking Sam Darnold, okay? Little spoiler here, spoiler alert. I'm picking the Rams. They might not have the greatest track record in jersey games. They're only 2-1, not a huge sample size. The Seahawks, on the other hand, are 2-0. Rams, my picks are 1-2. Seahawks 1-1. So not a whole lot to go on there. But I do believe in Matthew Stafford, my MVP pick. That's one of my future bets that could hit big for me, as well as just Rams Super Bowl in general. We always knew I was picking Rams Super Bowl. I had Rams Jags from the beginning. Jags, they sold, and the Rams are still here, so I'm obviously going with them. I think this should be a good game. The previous two matchups have been good games. Excitement from the Seahawks side. Let's see if they can get another return touchdown from Shaheed. I think if they do that, they'll win the football game, but I don't think they're going to get that again against the Rams. That's going to be something that they specifically try to not let happen. They might not punt it to them or kick it to them all game, because honestly, if I was the Rams, that's probably what I would do. So, yeah, I'm picking the Rams. I'm picking the Patriots. Those are my picks for the week. Not a whole lot else to say here. I mean, that's Championship Sunday for you. Only 2 games. I don't need to yap for too long. Just got to extend the video a little bit longer. Actually, I'm past 8 minutes. I think that's like their magic number for YouTube. At least the recording is. Might cut out something. Who knows? But anyways, that's all for this week's prediction. Make sure to smash like, subscribe, come back, and might even be going live in a little bit, so make sure you check out twitch.tv/MJD3Jaggy. I'm going to ideally get a little more active in that spot, so come check it out if you feel like it. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next week for Super Bowl. Actually, no, it's not next week, right? We got 2 weeks between, I believe. So I won't see you next week, but Super Bowl Sunday is coming, so get excited for that. Adios.